time. Welcome back to Miles Edgeworth, Ace Attorney Investigations. Gumshoe, get down from, whatever, he can stay there. But, last time we solved a long-standing 7-year mystery of who is the Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu was inside us the whole time, all along. But mostly it was, all three of Byrne Faraday and Callisto U and Detective Bad. Who could have thought? You know, it just... I'm very sorry if I accidentally spoiled. Like, in my mind, like, oh yeah, I always knew that Detective Bad and Byrne Faraday are working together. He's the Yatagarasu, right? Right? No, they all are. It's the only way to cover your tracks. Caitlin, what's up? Thank you for the resub. Welcome back to the Chicken Coop. Grab a nest, get comfy, enjoy the emotes. And I hope you're doing well. How are you? We're just starting. Ace Attorney, let's play. Today, we're figuring out the mystery of who exactly committed both the murders, or maybe at least one of the murder. I'm okay with at least that. At least today. Of Manny Kochin and Kakashi No over in both the Alabastion and Babyliss embassies. So, without further ado, let's go find him. Or her, or whoever it is. Whoever it is. I have an idea. Do you? March 15th, 12:07 a.m. I am in the Theatrum Neutralis lobby, in the middle of the Cadopian embassy, but today it is called both the Alabastion and Babyliss embassies. I can imagine a Tom Scott video just totally explaining the history of Cadopia. But that's not who Edgeworth is. Edgeworth is Edgeworth. So now we know who the Yatagarasu really was. And yet there remains much to this case that needs to be resolved. Like how weapons cross country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Short of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggling them in, huh? More smuggling. We will need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. You know how it said end part one? Yeah, no, don't think we're anywhere close still to the end. We are in the end, it's just the beginning of the end. There's at least 3 streams, trust me. But before we do, I would like to go through my evidence once more. Like, I remember in the first time an Ace Attorney game had you remove unnecessary evidence, just so the player doesn't get confused. This one episode alone does it at least like 3 times, I think? At least twice. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Remaining evidence has been rearranged. I like to think Edgeworth is just telling that to himself in order to stay organized. The Yatagarasu's 3 people, because it has 3 legs! I get it! No, I'm sure that was probably decided by the writers after they wanted to make the theme of the Yatagarasu a thing. Can you? I would love to hear, like, a behind-the-scenes interview of the Capcom writing staff. At least a translated one, to see how they came up with all these twists and turns and characters. I hope they still remember.
Hey! There's a VCR here, sir.
I haven't said the acronym VCR in so long, I forgot how to say it.
Now we can see what's on the tape Detective Bad gave us.
This piece of evidence from the KG8 incident, hidden from sight for 10 long years. I just know that this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us.
Sure thing, sir.
Imagine if episodes of The Steel Samurai were taped over it. Oh boy. What episode is it? Is it the one where the Steel Samurai jumps into the portal? Feature. Ooh, nice name. Like a monster movie. Welcome on in. Gumshoe, aka Husbando. I mean, if you're Maggie Bird. Or, you know, just anybody. Gumshoe is a good boy, let's not lie. Welcome on in. CB Memories, what's up? Did someone say Steel Samurai? Just a foolish samurai, but yes, welcome on in. We're learning about... We're gathering more evidence to find out what happened in the murder of Manny Kochin. This guy, he's dead. This man! It's Manny Kochin! We got him, lads. We figured out the mystery. Wait a minute. We knew who that was. And he's holding a knife in his hand! This looks like footage from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building. An apartment building? How do you figure that? Can't you see? It's because it's fancy and in color. All the security cameras in modern day are only in black and white unless they are in an apartment. It's so weird how some of the cameras in Ace Attorney are black and white and some of them are in color. Like, the game takes place in 2016. The game came out in like 2003, about there. They had color cameras in 2003. I forgot about Minecraft Edgeworth. Hold on, let me change that. Sorry, that was to remind me that Minecraft Steve came out today, but I already remembered. I hope everybody's been having fun playing as him, and I hope everybody's doing good. Doesn't look dead to me. But that's where you're wrong. Let me just use the evidence picker to point at this location, showing that he's actually a mannequin propped up on stilts and chicken wire in order to appear still alive. It's all a ruse. That's something that would happen in Ace Attorney for sure. Unlike you, I actually read the summary file on the KG8 incident. And the crime scene was the victim's own apartment. So this footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building. That is literally what she said. At the trial, Mr. Faraday claims that this piece of footage existed. However, no one could find it. Yes. Somehow, someone was able to steal it and hide it to Mr. Ernest Amano. See, yeah, this was the evidence that was supposed to indict Manny Cochin for the murder of Callisto Yu's sister, but actually not her sister because Callisto Yu was a fake. She's a phony. She's an imposter. She's looking kind of sus. She was always sus. Let's not lie. Yeah. I can see how this would have been a definitive piece and why someone would want to hide it.
But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this case we're working on now, sir.
It would at the very least give up some sort of motive for somebody to kill Cochin, I imagine. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now.
How do you figure, Mr. Edgeworth?
Well, if it doesn't, then I'm out of leads, and that's not good. I'm supposed to look like I'm the smartest person in the room at all times. I can't have that happen. I can't not be the smartest person in the room. You don't know how much of my credibility relies on that one fact. Basically the doctor. Basically the 10th doctor. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it. Very smart. So Sapphire, how you doing? Welcome on in. Yeah, welcome everybody. Which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage to the ringleader. Time to scour it back and forth. If this was the 5th case of Ace Attorney 1, it would have me do that for sure. It would have like 3D rendered video of an event, and I have to scrub back and forth through it. Which was a cool, way to present evidence. I'd never want to do it again. Now that I think about it, they took that idea and they improved upon it in Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice. They did it way better in that one. Way better. It's not just like, point out the one thing that's wrong with this footage. No, it's like, why is this entire situation not how we understand it? And that just blew my mind because there were multiple layers. That's when Ace Attorney is good. That's when it's smart, when it has multiple layers to a contradiction.
Where?
Over there, don't you see? Yeah, I hope you're... How you doing, Noah? How you doing, Sleepy? How you doing, Creature Feature? How you doing, everybody? Wait, what was that? Huh? That bit you played just now. Please show it to me again. Ooh. In the car, zoom, enhance. I feel like there's no way there's anything useful from this far away. This car! This is something that we cannot overlook. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
This car is so gaudy. How dare they drive it? Well, it is 10 years ago.
Why's that, sir?
Look here, Detective Gumshoe. It's got a Cadopian flag, I think. I think that's the only thing we can really see from here. A car! This is the national flag of the Principality of Cadopia. And I'm in Rogueport. You may not look like it, but underneath this sleepy town lies the Thousand-Year Door. And because it has the national flag on it, we know this to be an official government car, or at least a very big fan of Cadopia. Yeah, you're okay? How am I? Work's been really busy. Really busy. Especially at the start of this week. But I've been managing. Surprisingly, I've been more productive than ever. Because of that. Like, when you push at work, there's a certain amount that I'll give. And if you push hard, then I will break. What was I even talking about? You're doing good. Today you're low on energy. That is how it feels for a lot of people. I think it's just starting to hit fall season. So, seasonal ups and lows. We've all been there. Completely understandable. The question we should be asking ourselves is, what was a government car doing there? Bringing Mr. Coach into the scene. Oh, hello, Alba. I'm not looking at evidence.
Ah, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth. So you are here all this time. Oh.
Yes, Mr. Alba, it's me.
Oh, why are there three of you?
He's gone mad, he's gone loopy, he's got Alzheimer's. I'm sorry, Alba. Let's do the best we can to get some information out of him, if possible.
Ambassador Alba. Thank you so very much for continuing the investigation, even at this time of night. If only I was even a tiny bit more careful. This tragedy would never have happened. I am truly sorry.
This wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you were.
You idiot carcass! You couldn't chase after a simple thief! Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you.
Please, Alba, no self-deprecation. That's not allowed on the street.
I would like you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that?
No? Why? Excuse me?
I've heard you've apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. And we are in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. We can't exactly have the police and detectives walking around here forever.
So, all the more reason to, assist us and help us get done with it faster, sir?
You're scaring the visitors away. So I hope that you can understand how I feel.
But we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issues.
Why don't we leave the rest to the Alabastion and Babalese police?
How many are even here?
Ambassador! We are so close! Just a little more and... Miss Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. And without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway, right?
That's true, however. As he said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabastion soil. A point that I'm sure will be brought up many, many times. In which case, we are nothing but foreigners in their land. Is this really where our investigation ends? Now, why does Alba want us to stop investigating? Like, we can't... If it takes too long, they're gonna clean up the crime scenes. Precious evidence will go away. It'll be lost forever.
Shifu, we found Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Shifu, this way.
Lang, should you be up right now? Should you be walking around? You have a bullet in your leg. Are you just gonna Manfred von Karma in it and keep it in your leg for decades? Yeah, he's badass enough to do it. He's fine. Just walk it off. Kipo Season 3 came out. What is Kipo? I did not keep up with anime. I'm so sorry.
Yo!
Yo. Oh, he has a limp now! Agent Lang, got back on the scene rather quickly. If I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor.
Agent Lang, why have you returned?
Because I have to solve this case, no matter what.
Well, I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take this the wrong way. I don't suspect you personally. I suspect Edgeworth. He's looking kind of sus. I saw him bent. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They are quite capable.
They also work for you, sir. Arng. And he even grunts with dignity. This man. At this rate, our investigation really will come to a close. Lang finally on our side. Ambassador Elba, I get it now. I really do.
Oh, I'm very glad you understand how I feel.
No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder. Wait! You know?
Killer? Do you really mean that, Agent Lang?
Wolves don't lie. They just point the finger at whoever's in front of them, and eventually Miles Edgeworth will find the real truth.
Then who is it?
Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Cochin's murder. That was all she knew. Wait, she said she didn't, though. I see what Lang is doing. He's buying us time. Lang, you beautiful son of a wolf. Lang Z says, the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damask II's killer? I'll tell you who. What, you gonna accuse Franziska von Karma or somebody? It was you, Franziska von Karma! Oh. Oh! I'm gonna be honest, I knew that one already. I was the killer? Oh no, I know I whipped him a bunch, but I'm sure it didn't lead to death, just a little bit of bleeding. Hey, wait! But that's impossible!
Oh, yeah. Although, that whip is actually quite, Yo! See, now I'm murdered.
Hold your tongue, and that ludicrous remark you were about to make. Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder?
No, I'm not. Wink. Edgeworth, read the room.
Yeah, I am. He doesn't appear to be joking. Dude, this is big brain Among Us plays right now. Telling a lie in order to suss out the truth. It's like, oh, I saw Cyan down in electrical. No, Cyan was at the med bay. How do you know that when you weren't in the med bay? Oh, I was hiding in the vent. I mean... He doesn't appear to be joking. Hey, sis. I remember then just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech. He called you into his office, right? Yes, he did. But what does that have to do with anything? I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabast and Babal, did you not?
Objection!
And where's your evidence that I am the killer?
Now go back!
You know, Lang, he doesn't have any. I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show them to you in due time. Edgeworth is trained in the art of bluffing. He's seen Phoenix Wright do it enough times. And this is a grade A Phoenix bluff right here. Ambassador Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission?
Well, things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I?
Good. Then let's move out. Oh, and don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. As if I would have any reason to flee. But just so we're clear, your logic had better be sound. Opa. Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation. Franziska, such a queen. Even when Lang's pushing back, it feels like the only dude in this game who doesn't immediately bow down to Franziska's whip. I mean, it's a good idea to, but Lang's crazy. Crazy like a wolf. Fight, fight, fight! I'm imagining Ace Attorney fighting game. Let's go, Franziska versus Lang. She seems rather upset. Not that I blame her.
I expected that you'd accept no less. But we'll see how long you can keep up that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that.
Hold it, Francisca. Keep that nose up. You were trained by Manfred, the best at nose-upping. Agent Lang, as someone related to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part. And so that I may clean up my superior's mess. Ah! He says superior, but he says it so condescendingly.
Huh. I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery.
Who you calling a peanut? You nutcase? Oh, in that case, I want to join too. Linus is my favorite peanut. Okay, not that kind of peanut. Oh, I still haven't seen what it looks like in Alabast yet.
If you let Kay in, you gotta let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing when Miss My Comma's in trouble.
Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay?
Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh yeah, I'm fired up and raring to go.
Gumshoe, Gumshoe. Sorry, Edgeworth's gonna win the competition. Let's go. As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to get excited over. Unless Gumshoe is actually big brain and realizes Lang's lie.
Sounds like this is going to get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride.
Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance.
I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now let's go.
We're going on a trip on the road again. I am in the Alabastian Embassy's ambassador's office.
Okay.
Hammy, what's up? Welcome on in. Yep, Steve is actually out. I can't believe you forgot. I thought you'd be excited. Out of everybody. Welcome on in. Hope you're well.
Okay, now, let's first go over the facts one more time. Manny Cochin's body was found over in the Secretariat's office in Babel. The weapon that took his life was one of Alabast's ornamental knives. And then, the body of Damas II, Mr. Kashino, was found here in the Alabastian ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found that the murder weapon was this Primaduck statue, and that this is actually Babel's statue. This case, no matter how I look at it, Sis, if it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off.
Objection!
Agent Lang, do you understand the full implications of what you're saying?
Of course I do, sis. And I'm serious. You were on the trail of the smuggling ring, and you wanted any evidence you could find. And so, while people were all distracted by the Itagarasa's appearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and that other thief who took advantage of the confusion from the fire.
Objection!
Any evidence you could find.
Maybe it's buried inside this person's body, you thought.
I'll just cut it out with a knife.
This is getting more and more ridiculous. Even if that all was true, how do you explain the movements of the weapons?
Don't worry. I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that too.
Every time Francisco asks the question, he's like, I'll say it eventually. Let me think about it first. So transparent.
You had permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free reign, you could have easily taken the weapons across country and let the hay now! That is not an all-star. All-star moment, dude.
Agent Cerno, what's up? Nip, nip. Jump! Thanks for jumping on in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome on in.
Look, sis, I thought put it. I thought I already told you. I'm not messing around here.
Huh?
This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring, but Sheena certainly is tied to the smuggling ring.
He is right in saying that she's a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring, could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine? Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already. Agent Lang is not just a clown, he is the entire circus.
Francisca, you need to calm down. Stop stealing my lines that I have never actually said.
Honk, honk.
Because you only know the facts of the Alabastrian side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole and therefore solve it.
What?
But don't worry, I am taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence. That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor.
When did these two get so buddy-buddy? I'll tell you when Sheena got taken in. I have absolutely, you can tell just by the way these two are interacting, even though it's been a week since I played. You can tell that Edgeworth has finally proven himself in Lang's eyes, and this is such subtle yet amazing character development. I love it. Ace Attorney is so good. Yeah.
But can you come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis?
And Lang knows that if he pulls something out of his butt, then Edgeworth can refute it, and then through that kind of explanation, through that argument, they can uncover the real truth. I mean, that's what Edgeworth and Phoenix do all the time. Yeah. Welcome on, Incerno. Hope you've been well. Welcome to Ace Attorney Investigations. It's a game about Edgeworth, not Phoenix. And we're near the end, so sit back and relax.
Of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well. Simple, very simple explanation. They're alive.
What?
Yes, they sprouted legs and walked over the two sides on their own. After they got stopped by Border Patrol, they were like, yes, you can't stop a weapon itself from coming across the border. It's not a person. Edgeworth, you were supposed to find the truth. Oh, I thought we were lying out of our butts. Sorry, I'll come up with something a little more realistic. Of course, and I will. Let us now delve into the truth behind the murder of Damas II.
You do understand, don't you, Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damas II is related to this smuggling ring, then it will mean the end of our investigation.
As long as I have no good counter-argument to his hypothesis, then the best I can do is walk this thin tightrope and see what I can do.
Let's see what you've got. I've underestimated you.
How about this? Come on, Mr. Prosecutor. Let's get it started in here. Yes, let's.
Gumshoe breaks out a DJ turntable.
And the bass keeps running. Border crossing weapons. One of Alabast's knives was used in Babel to murder Mr. Cochin, and the murder weapon in the killing of Damas II is Babel's permaduct statue. Somehow, these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security, impregnable even. And yet here we are, with a murder conceived in the dead of night. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you.
That's it? That's the testimony? Alright, let's play along, I guess. So short.
So as long as I can explain how the weapons moved about, Francisca will remain a suspect. You got it, Mr. Prosecutor. So why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who the heck can carry a weapon across country lines?
I got some ideas.
I worked through every possibility, but there's only one that's plausible. Your boss. Agent Lang, what I've learned from you just now is you've lost sight of yourself. What are you talking about? By focusing too intently on that which is what's in front of us, we become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Lang Z never said anything to that effect.
Hey, you're not an expert of what Lang Ji says. Now you're just mocking him and his culture.
You, prosecutor. Who do you think you are speaking about Lang Z's proverbs like that? Ore wo dare da to omote yagaru? I don't need his proverbs, because my words are all that you will need to see the truth. Edgeworth says.
The smug, cocky aura emanating off of this man. Then again, do we expect anything less? Edgeworth is back, baby. Honestly, for the past few streams, he's kind of been taking a back seat. Edgeworth is best when he's in charge of the situation. Yeah, your sister found out that Edgeworth had his spin-off games. She likes them. Oh, I'm sure she does. Edgeworth is a Chad. He emanates big prosecutor energy. Just like Detective Gumshoe emanates big detective energy. Otherwise known as, you know what? Border crossing weapons. Edgeworth Says, the hot new take on Simon Says. No matter what buttons you press, you're wrong. Goku, what's up? Welcome. How you doing? Yeah, it's like green. All right, beep. I'm sorry, you're wrong. But you said, yes, well, I updated the Simon Says report, and it's actually blue. Too bad. One of Albus. There's hair got in my mouth. Actually, honestly, I did buy a hair clipper today. It's coming soon. I gotta cut my own hair at some point. I've been just growing it out this whole year. For, reasons. It's about time. It's about time to get rid of it. I'm gonna be a bald chicken. So let's see. Let's press some stuff. No matter what you choose, he objects. No matter what you choose, he says, hold it! Yellow Pikachu, what's up? I see you coming on in. Hope you're well, hope you're ready to find the truth. So you're saying that the Primduck statue was also brought over by Francisca? Even though nobody's allowed to touch it but the ambassadors? Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense. Hold it! And how exactly did she bring it over? Bring it over, baby. I haven't figured that out yet. He finally admits it. Huh. That's a rather weak statement considering how sure you are. Maybe. But there's one thing I do know for sure. Somehow these two objects were able to penetrate deep into each country's embassy. Impenetrable? I should hardly think so. You've seen the top of the wall between the two countries, right? Who in the world could cross over that? Yeah, not even I could climb over that thing with all the barbed wire. Oh, so there is wire in between the two countries. You know, if you really want to hop the border, you could. Just get a whole bunch of scars and blisters and whatnot. Look, I played World of Horror last night. I stuck my hand into a hole with a bunch of knives in it and barbed wire in it. I was totally fine. I was so accustomed to stabbing. Maybe I'm the one. Maybe my World of Horror character was the one who murdered Kashino and Manokochin. She's definitely more accustomed to stabbing. Not even I could climb over that thing with all the barbed wire. The only way into either embassy is through the doors in Theatrum Neutralis. So the only way for the knife and the Primduck statue to traverse the two countries is through those security camera-equipped, well-guarded doors. Barbed wire. The only one who traversed is, her. I mean, she's the only one we know for sure traversed, but there's also possibilities. Was Francisca really the only person to have traveled between the two countries? According to the guards at both doors, she's the only one to go back and forth. Can't they think of anyone else? Anyone else? The sis there was in Alabaster when the Itagarasu showed. And then just before you guys found Mr. Kochin's body, she entered Babao. I think we can assume that's when she brought the knife into Babao. So, after the murder? Objection! Wait a minute. How do you explain the Primduck statue? I haven't quite figured that out yet. However, the fact that the two weapons crossed the border proves that the killer must have also traveled across the country's lines. The only things to cross the border are the Primduck statue and the knife. I should hardly think that those are the only two items, Agent Lang. Plus, okay, hold on. I'm remembering now. There were other things that crossed the border during those times. Like, Larry. He was in the Steel Samurai costume. We saw him. We saw him wheel the Steel Baby, the Iron Infant over from the Babao side to the Alabastion side. He had his photo op in Alabast. Like, there's something that could happen there too. I feel like I'm gonna have to bring up Larry soon. I should hardly think that those are the only two items, Agent Lang. That's pretty sharp. Has anyone ever touched barbed wire in real life? Please don't. It is very dangerous. You're going to cut yourself. It's very sharp. Just like the question I asked the other night, has anyone seen a cactus in real life? Just growing up around them, you know there's something you shouldn't touch. You've seen the cartoons. You watch Tom and Jerry. Babao.
I concur that this knife crossed over country lines. Good, but that's not the only thing that did. You mustn't forget about the other weapon. The knife was only one. And the murder weapon in the killing of Damas II is the Primadux statue. So you're saying that the Primadux statue was also brought over by Francisca? Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense.
You're getting angry. Hold on, calm down, sir. I'm not criticizing your logic, but yes, I am. And how exactly did she bring it over?
I haven't figured that out yet.
Oh wait, we got that already. Wait, did we see everything already? All right, okay. So we doubled on over. I can prove at least one thing crossed the lines. But let's see. What else? As long as I can prove one of these things crossed over. Like the samurai dogs, they were... Do we know where they came from? I forget what we already know, because at this point it's crossing over with memories I have of when I played this game before. And I don't want to accidentally... Oh, wait. I'm overthinking it. Lang is saying only Babao's Primadux statue and the knife was brought over. But we do know at least one more thing. They didn't just bring the Primadux statue over. They swapped the Primadux statues.
Objection!
That takes at least 2 trips. Or some sort of associate, some sort of accomplice. Yeah.
Agent Lang, those 2 items are not the only 2 to cross the border tonight.
This is where it got slightly confusing until I took a step back. Having played this game before, I know a bunch of these items crossed over. But the statue is an easy one.
Agent Lang, those 2 items are not the only 2 to cross the border tonight.
What else crossed the border? Did your face? I guess. Not attached to my body, though. The scissor lady cut it out. Ugh. You touched cacti before. It was a jumping cactus, so it wasn't voluntary. A jumping cactus? Wait, that's a thing? I'm scared now. You'll never know when any cactus out there could be a jumping cactus. Are they like jumping beans, where they actually have a larva inside that try to hop towards the light, or away from the light? If so, ew.
Oh? Damas II was killed with Babao's Primadux statue, yes. But if that's the case, then tell me, where did Alabast's Primadux statue go? To Babao? Precisely. And if the 2 statues really were switched, then this means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies. I guess so. But you know what? It doesn't matter the number of items, only that the sis is the only one that could have done it.
No. We only know that she went to one place and then across once. That is... You can't explain how they got totally swapped. I know the Professor Layton problem about the ferrying the wolves and the chicks across the river. You need multiple trips.
The only person who went back and forth between Alabasta and Babao is her!
You're starting to sound like a broken record, Lang.
Is that really true? Was there no one else who traveled between the 2 countries? Actually, there was definitely another person. One who paid a visit to both sides of the wall. Eh? Is that really so, Agent Lang? What a lousy time to try and bluff your way into this.
Says... I see, says the blind man.
I checked down what the guards said, along with the security camera's footage.
Maybe the guards didn't mention something so obvious, but...
You're not gonna overturn my hypothesis that easy. But suppose there was some other way other than through the theater doors. What other way?
Flying! Wait! Oh no, wait! We're not bringing up Larry right now? That would be more logical.
The other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed. If I pointed out, it would open up a whole new possibility.
A new fantastic line of reasoning.
And though I hesitate to bring this out, as long as this entity exists, the impossible road becomes a possibility.
Well, the Yatagarasu didn't actually come over to this. Whatever.
It looks like you've got some clever idea in mind.
We're playing this game, huh? We're playing this game. Okay, maybe Edgeworth is in on it. Bluff with a bluff just to try to find the truth somewhere in there. Oops.
I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence. Fine then. Let's see this piece of evidence that will show me this other route.
This piece of evidence will show us another way to move between the two countries. How else do you travel between countries? Of course you fly, you fool! I can't believe that was the answer. You know, you had to do it to him.
Agent Lang, I'm sure you're familiar with this unforgettable photo. I thought that was trash. That supernatural photo? Like I said before, humans can't fly.
But what about birds?
What about three-legged birds?
Of course not. I understand that perfectly well.
And don't start claiming that she somehow grew wings either.
No, she already had them. Ha! She's just a big old chicken. She's just Tokoyami from My Hero Academia. Edgeworth has to walk Lang through every point. More like, this is Ace Attorney, so we have to use every piece of evidence at least once. Like, I have flowers in here. I have flowers in my inventory. Why? I don't know yet, but it'll happen. It'll be used somehow. That'll be like, oh, turns out there's invisible blood on this flower that reveals that the true killer is you. Jumping cacti fall apart super easy, stick to you. What? Why? How does that evolutionarily happen? Don't walk around the desert in poor lighting. Caitlin, I feel like that is a story that you gotta tell me sometime, because that's actually pretty intriguing. Were you shipwrecked? Were you stranded in the desert after your plane crashed? Tell me everything. I wouldn't dream of claiming that. Are you the Yatagarasu? Did you fly over the embassy wall and then you landed in the desert because you overshot the embassy?
And I won't allow you to take back what you said either. I'll say it again. It's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. So you'd better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor.
Oh, anime. Oops. Uh-oh. We're good. But how can I prove who it was that flew through the air on this photo?
Wait. Not humanly possible?
Eureka! Eureka, I say! Eureka!
Very well. You will have your explanation. Sounds like you have a good idea simmering inside that head of yours.
Yes, in fact, it's a...
Let's hear it. The face hidden within the photo's blurry, trailed shadow is...
Wait a minute. Oh, I just considered a possibility and I think it's true. Did they wrap the statue? Did they wrap the statue in the cloak and then catapulted it over somehow? No. Hold on. This is the one from Alabast, so actually we need to present this one.
Take that!
Oh my god! What am I arguing? Why is it right? Hold on, what happened? I do not remember this at all. I've played this game before. This is so outrageous that I guess some remnant, some whisper of a memory just was floating around in my mind. The fact that I would even think of that. Yeah, just wrap it up, toss it over. Toss it over. Toss. You're arguing what it was, not who. Yes, I am. The question is, why am I arguing what and not who? And when did this happen? And what?
Naturally, the shadow is the third smuggled object, the primitive statue replica. You can't be serious.
How do you throw two statues across? I'm sure one was smuggled, the other was thrown, or something like that. The Itagarasu, or rather Callisto Yu, dressed as Agent Shina, was inside Babal. Like, look at the size of the statue. It's clearly like... It's not person-sized, but maybe a small child-sized. It's bigger than Kay Faraday was as a kid, I'll say. She dressed the replica statue up in clothes and launched it through the air. With what? How? I'll figure it out. Hold on. Is there anything in my inventory that looks like a catapult? Oh yeah, this guitar pick. It's so strong, it's like...
Ha! Mr. Prosecutor! You left out a very crucial bit in your explanation.
I know I did.
She launched it through the air. And how exactly did she do that?
He's literally baring his fangs at me. But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? As long as this remains unsolved, we won't be able to move any closer to the truth. Which reminds me, didn't he say this earlier?
Hey sis, I remember that just before the Ambassador Alba went to give his speech, he called you into his office, right?
So just before the murder, Francisco was called here? Right into this very room? If that's the case, then there may be another avenue I could pursue. Agent Lang, in order for me to answer that question, I will need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma. Eh? Alright, let's see where it's going. We're going into uncharted territory, folks. There was a point where we should have stopped, but let's keep going and see what happens.
Oh? What are you up to now, pretty boy?
Oh, I'll tell you what I'm... Pretty boy? Well, I am quite pretty, thank you.
Yeah, normalize guys giving guys compliments.
Agent Lang's so progressive.
Nothing weird about that. I just like the way he takes care of himself.
Hector, thanks for the chicken attack. See, this
chicken likes it too.
Night Mage, what's up? Welcome on in. Question of the day, is Edgeworth a pretty boy? Yes or yes? Earlier, you mentioned something of interest to me. The fact that I'm pretty. Tell me again. It felt good. Nobody ever compliments me anymore. I live with the Von Karmas. Don't you know how depressing that is? Oh, his life. Also, thanks for the 100% chicken attack, Night Mage. I guess that's a yes. I guess that's a yes for pretty boy. That is very much a yes. Look at them all go. That's his adoring fans stampeding the stage after his show or something like that. He's a band member. You said that just before the murder occurred, Miss Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba had called for her. And for that reason alone, you believe her to be the killer.
Or at least part of the famous band, The Killers. Yeah, I guess I did say something like that.
In that case, I believe it is my duty to ask her what her side of the story is.
Huh. Do you really think a criminal would tell us the honest truth?
How dare you! As I've said numerous times, there is absolutely no proof that I am the killer. Miles Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too.
I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were sus in this room at one point in time, which is why I would like to hear about your movements in this room. That's how you say in German. Francisca, I feel that I still don't have enough information, which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case.
All right. So, what would you like me to talk about?
I see. I'd like you to please testify to your movements in this room until the murder occurred.
Huh. All right. Let's try this your way for a change.
You're darn right, I did it my way.
But what if she has to say turns out? If what she has to say turns out to be a waste of time? I'll place her under arrest faster than you can howl. No!
As you wish. How do you know how I yell?
Oh, I know a lot of things about you, Edgeworth.
Especially how you put that little silent G in the middle. No! Movements in Alabast. Nice eyebrows, little Pikachu. So you're saying, yes, pretty. Very pretty. Look at... Take a look at how Edgeworth looks, like, in the past. Do I even have his old sprite? If I do, I'll bring it up. If not, I'll drop the subject. But the fact that he can somehow even look younger and much more of a pretty boy in the past. Dude's got genes.
Genes, Snake. Recessive genes.
As I said earlier, I was assigned to guard duty in the Alabashan embassy. After I saw the steel samurai off on his way towards the ambassador's office, I returned to the Rose Garden for a bit and checked up on the security situation. After all the preparations were in place, I was called back by the Ambassador Alba to his office.
Windy, welcome on in. Hey, you're just in time for Francisca to be accused of murder. I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking the situation is. Also, welcome on in. Hope you've been well. It's been a few days. Hope you've been staying safe. I'm thinking that because Alba wanted to end the investigation for the sake of making the embassy, I don't know, not look as bad. I mean, there's been 2 murders in there, man. You can't just cover that up. You can't just do that.
Oh, but I can. I'm the ruler of this country, don't you know? Of course.
Lang just came up with that bluff at the last second to buy us some time. Because every time Francisca is like, why are you indicting me? Why am I suspicious? Tell me. Like, straight up like playing Among Us. There's no actual evidence. He just says you're looking kinda sus. In reality, he's just trying to weed out the truth. Because Lang actually trusts Edgeworth now. There's that subtle character development that is so good. Yeah. Lollipops Caitlin says, you were camping in the desert during the winter. Who camps in the desert? That sounds dangerous. But I guess that's the thing you do in Arizona, I guess. A cactus caught on your clothes. The shaking caused the bush to fall apart and get on your pants. You were wearing layers so it didn't stick to your bare skin. Whew. That's definitely a story to tell. I hope you took lots of pictures. It's not every day a cactus bops you on the leg. Still soft-spoken. What's up? Welcome to Pretty Boy Edgeworth. Question of the day, is Edgeworth pretty? I guess so.
Francisca, I want us to make this clear from the very beginning. So what I wish to confirm is that the only time span in which you were in his office was before the murder occurred. Is that correct?
I mean, I'm assuming there wasn't a dead body in here while you were in the office.
Yes, of course.
I see.
I see.
I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see. I see.
For now, the only way that I can see for us to break out of this situation is to ask Francisca about her testimony in more detail.
There we go. This is a lesson learned from 7 years ago. Always ask for detail. Yeah, hope you're doing well, still soft-spoken. Hope you're well. I see that you've been playing Dead by Daylight recently. Gotta get spooky for Halloween, right? Movements in Alabast. Just, don't have Miles Edgeworth decide whether or not you're actually the killer. You'll be found out like that. Lang got back faster than you remember. That surprised me too. Just walking on in at the very beginning of the chapter like he didn't just get shot in the leg. You can see it in his sprite too. He has a limp when he walks now. What a freaking trooper, that guy. I have so much respect for Lang, but he really needs to take it easy. Maybe he's just running on pure adrenaline. That's why he's been angrier this stream more than usual. As, while he's still lucid, while he's still able to talk off of the adrenaline rush from being shot. Just let's hope he has enough blood. He needs a tiger blood infusion like Charlie Sheen. Alright, okay. Hold it! ManokAdobo, that's me! Aw, man, once Ace Attorney investigation is done, I'm gonna get rid of Manoka's smug Francisca hair. It's been a good run, but, the world can only handle so much smug. Where did it go? Hold on, it's supposed to be on the screen. Oh, why is it over here? There you go.
I thought your duty was to fact-find anything you could about the smuggling ring.
Yes, that was my job. But upon hearing that the Yatagarasu had sent a calling card to the embassy, Ambassador Amber called upon us to protect the embassy instead. That incident 7 years ago? Or have you forgotten what happened here back then?
Anything related to that case we were involved in appears to be rather painful for her. It's not exactly one I can readily forget myself.
He was almost shot. There's a lot of gunfire in this game. Like, I'm thinking about all the Ace Attorney games. I think this is the one where the most guns have actually been shot in the game. Like, sometimes you'll see, you got shot, that's the beginning of the case. But it's like, Detective Bad pulls out his gun. Callisto Yu pulls out a gun. Callisto Yu pulls out a gun again and holds Kay Faraday hostage. There's the gun that shoots Buddy Faith in the beginning. There's the gun. There's just so many gun bang bang.
It looks like you remember the case after all.
Of course I do.
I inspected every location, every possible escape route, and every aspect of the police's security detail. I did all that, and then after that, after I saw the steel samurai off on his way.
You know what? I'm thinking about it. Maybe Larry didn't actually go from Babao. No, because he came from the theater. So he went from the theater to Alabash, but never actually went to Babao. It still might be important. He did end up coming into this area and losing the steel samurai card and the baby. The baby could be important. Yeah. I should save Francisco for that. You know, I'll pop it up on Better Twitch TV. Like Manoka Worth is on Better Twitch TV. I haven't seen many people use it. But if you have been, I greatly appreciate it. I spent all of 5 minutes on that. Gun, it's effective. For his neutral special, he wields a gun. Hope I'm well as well. Yeah, I'm pretty good, still soft-spoken. Just, you know, work's been pretty busy. I'm making time for myself, don't worry about it. It's just at the sacrifice of sleep time.
So you were at the theater as well?
Yes, and I suppose you were also there as well, watching that stage show.
Well, yes.
I swear it was for an investigative purpose. It was very important.
Watch, it'll become like the crucial evidence in solving the case.
So Francisca was there?
Humph. Well, after the show was over and I saw the steel samurai off,
Returned the Rose Garden, and you checked up on the security. What did the guard say?
Why did you need to confirm the degree of preparation for even the speech?
for security's sake, of course. What are the reasons that I have had? No one knew just how the Atagarasu had planned on getting in, right?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
And in the end, the Atagarasu did choose to appear in the Rose Garden.
Even if only symbolically.
Even if it did turn out to be nothing more than a shadow. Who'd have thought that she would use a shadow? I'm you, Snake.
Calm down, Francisca. I was quoting Metal Gear Solid. She must still be nursing a grudge over the fact that she couldn't figure it out herself.
Anytime Edgeworth one-ups her, she can't get over it. Very competitive. I like that in her. What?
Humph. Anyway, there was no one in the Rose Garden, and we were aware that the speech was set to start soon thereafter.
Okay. And called back by Elba. At this point, I'm just kind of gathering more information, because there's no reason for Francisca to lie. I think that's all we have to do, just press everything. One of those cases where there's no lie, it's just that the main character has to think a little bit first about everything he knows. Yeah.
At that time, Damas II's body had yet to be found in this room, is that correct?
That's right, but Ambassador Elba was here. One could hardly miss his rather large presence.
You calling him fat? A little bit.
A criminal will say anything to get out of getting arrested. How do we know you're not lying?
Well, if you need proof, I'd be happy to oblige you.
Seriously?
Like I keep telling you, when I arrived at this office, Ambassador Alba was already here.
Was he just waiting there the whole time? I guess, just preparing for his photo shoot.
He was standing by the flower box on the windowsill, watering his plants.
Watering the flowers! Oh no, the flowers just came up. Alright. I'm gonna try to figure out ahead of time why these are important. 2 flowers are in bloom, the vines are supported by stakes and are still growing. Okay.
I can attest to that.
Oh, Alba, you're here. You can see how much the plant in the background looks exactly like him.
I remember speaking with a lovely lady around that time here in my office.
I forgot Alba was here. I knew he was here. I just, didn't think he was really that involved.
Alright then, add that statement to your testimony and let's hear some details.
Like, Kay and Gumshoe are here too. I don't expect them to pop up anytime soon.
So Ambassador Alba was in this room at the time, was he?
You like his plant persona. Yes, a plant type. I'm guessing that means it has wind type skills? Yeah. You don't know if I know, but she has a 3D model. It's from Pachinko.
Who, Francisca? Really? Why does all the good stuff from these Japanese companies come from Pachinko now? Not just Konami, but Capcom too? Oh no. I wonder... If it's just made for the Pachinko machine, I'd be so sad. Like, yeah. Yeah, she has not really appeared in the new series that's on 3DS, has she? Like, maybe once or twice? I can't actively think of her appearing in the modern 5 and 6. She has not yet. Because those are the only places where Phoenix, Edgeworth, Larry Butts, Maya, all those characters have 3D models. It's because of the new 3DS games. I like that they keep the general style of the Ace Attorney games up until now. I do miss the sprites. Capcom has some of the best sprite work in all the video games. I do hope their sprite artists are still getting work somehow. But yeah, the modern games switched to 3D models that move like sprites. It's kind of cool how they emulated that style. Then I arrived, watering flowers. For the sake of being thorough, I'd like to ask you something. How did you know what Ambassador Alba was watering? How did you know that Ambassador Alba was watering his plants at the windowsill? Because they were there? Oh, maybe he was doing something else. What do you mean by that? The entrance to this room is on this side. However, the window is on the opposite side. If what you say is true, then he would have been turning his back. When you entered the room, his body would have been like a wall. He would have been blocking your view of what he was doing. Is that not correct? You'll find a clip of the Pachinko game? Ooh, tell me when you found it. You'll need a permit to post it. I suppose it was a bit hard to see around him. But fortunately for me, Ambassador Alba is not an immovable wall. I knocked before I entered, and as I did, he turned around to greet me, with a watering can in his hand. So it's only natural to believe that he was watering his plants, right? Or, you know, he wants us to think he was. I suppose. Yay. After his greeting, we spent a little time talking about his flowers. He had obtained them himself, and is growing them with the utmost care, you know.
Yes, the plants in this room, they are all like my children.
The passion flowers in the flower box on the windowsill are growing beautifully too. All 4 of them are in full bloom. 4? Miss Von Karma, what did you say just now? I said that the flowers are growing beautifully. What about the statement do you not understand? Do you know how to count? What do I not understand? I do not understand why a certain thing is the way it is. I'd like for you to append that statement to your testimony. I'm surprised that she, remembered such a detail. Dun 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 dun. Hold it! The Pachinko game has 3D models for most people in the trilogy. Young Maya, original Phoenix, Edgeworth, and anime scenes not from the anime. What? I'm guessing animated by Studio Bones, because they were the one who made the animations for Spirit of Justice and Dual Destinies, I believe. The one who... The studio that animated the actual Ace Attorney anime was somebody else, I think. It's funny to me that they would not just go to the same studio for both. I guess Studio Bones might have been busy that season. Yeah. I would love to see just those classic characters. At this point, the Ace Attorney series is so old. They're like... as old as, say, Ryu and Ken were at the time that they came out. From the 90s to the 2000s, from the 2000s to the 2010s and 20. I'd like to confirm this with you one more time. There were 4 fashion flowers in bloom in that box, correct? Yes, I should hardly think I could have miscounted such eye-catching flowers. I'm surprised you didn't notice earlier. There must be a deeper meaning to this statement, and it appears I must take a gamble on its meaning for me to make any progress. Statues were switched, yabba 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 yabba. In light of that fact, what Francisca saw in this room is of incredible importance. Alrighty then. See, what I love about Ace Attorney is that the contradictions can come not just from lies. They can come from the truth. Francisca, for some odd reason, your testimony contradicts with this piece of evidence. It does appear that way. Ha!
I knew it! She's lying! I knew we couldn't trust your words, sis!
Mr. Edgeworth! What are you doing discrediting Miss Von Karma like this?
She did it to herself. I just had to point it out. You know I had to do it to her. You know I had to do it to her.
Yeah, sir! If you keep this up, she's gonna get taken away, sir!
All I've done is state what I saw. I have made not a single mistake in my testimony. And for this, I am still under suspicion for murder? Is the number of flowers really that important at this juncture, Miles?
At the very least, it is a contradiction in this enigmatic case. Like some sort of enigmatic shark. One that I find hard to dismiss as irrelevant. Oh, you're right. It's not just 10 years old, it's 19 years old. I remember seeing that. 19 years ago, Ace Attorney 1, on the 12th of October, came out in Japan, I believe. Game is that old. 2001, really? Is that when the game came out? Oh my goodness. This series started on the Game Boy. Damn, this is how it's going. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate this momentous occasion. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Days Attorney. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. Man, I should have played this next year. It would have been 20. Birthday.
Let's hear it, Mr. Prosecutor. Let's hear it. What does the number of flowers have to do with anything, huh? Are you the Count from Sesame Street? What does it prove?
You know, Edgeworth could totally be a vampire for Halloween. All he has to do is put on some little bat wings, some fangs. He's already got the regular costume for it. I believe the answer for that will become clear if we were to examine the flower box. How did this contradiction come about? There must be something behind this discrepancy.
They're my beloved flowers. I've grown them with the utmost care. So I ask that you please be gentle with them as you examine them, Mr. Edgeworth.
I understand.
Yes. Carcasalba. That's me.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright, okay. Maybe the watering can doesn't have water in it. I see two little plots where flowers used to be. Interesting. They got 3D Young Ema Sky too, with luminol. Please tell me they have 3D Gumshoe. I need 3D Gumshoe in my life. The fact that he hasn't appeared in the new series, the fact that he hasn't appeared in 3D at all, it leaves a gumshoe-shaped hole in my gumshoe-shaped heart. Oh. This watering can has a rather robust design. You guys know I've been fixing up iPods. That's not new. What is new is that I've been replacing the batteries in some of the latest ones I've gotten. And check up on your old electronics. Like, maybe you got a PSP or an old iPod or, I don't know, a Walkman. Check up on anything with a rechargeable battery, because we're getting to the point where rechargeable batteries are old. They're over 20 years old, and they might be expanding and ready to explode. Like, you do not want... If they're inside, like, a closet, just imagine everything in your closet catching fire from a battery explosion. Do your due diligence and make sure there's nothing like that in there. Or if it's something you want to keep, replace the battery. Like, they just swell over time. And the point I'm making there is I took out some really swollen batteries out of these iPods. They looked like little pillows, little spicy pillows. And for safety, I put them in a little metal can. I was almost gonna buy a watering can for that purpose because it was the cheapest little metal can I could find on Amazon. But it turns out I had a little trash can to use. Because I couldn't think of anywhere to put them in my apartment that was safe in case they exploded. Like, just a little metal can would at least contain the blast. Hopefully, I need to go recycle them. I need to go to an actual, like, e-waste center. But for now, they just live in the middle of the living room, away from anything else in a little metal can. Yes, actually, I'm serious. Like, it's scary. It's October, so, you know, scary is the name of the game. But it's legitimately a danger. Speaking of Ace Attorney, there's so much side content. I don't know what happened, but I have slept in all this content. Like, I slept on the live action show, I've slept on the movie, I've slept on the musical, the pachinko machine, I've slept on the anime. I watched the season 1 of the anime. I haven't watched season 2 yet, though. It is simultaneously a good and terrible time to be an Ace Attorney fan, because Capcom is doing just enough to remember the series, like re-releasing this game in HD on PC and, you know, all those systems. Just enough to remember it exists, but not enough to, like, make people happy. Not enough to, like, really respect the series. And that's when you can tell that the developers of Ace Attorney are at ends with the business people at Capcom. That, like, they put so much love into the games, and yet outside of the games, there's barely much, but also a lot. And they're catered for Japanese fans. If there was some way to really, really show Capcom that there is a market in the US, I guess the only real way is to continue to buy the digital releases. Which sucks, because they're still not, like, the only way people buy stuff these days. Right? So yeah, moral of the story, don't check your batteries. Check your batteries.
Mr. Edgeworth, why are you telling us stuff we can clearly see for ourselves? Plus, if you keep wasting time talking about that, Miss Von Karma's gonna get arrested.
I'd better examine something else. The windows, the flowers. This patch of soil looks as though it had something removed from it.
What are you doing, Mr. Prosecutor? Why'd you clam up all of a sudden? I'm still here, waiting for an explanation, you know.
Did you know, Agent Lang, flowers are best appreciated in silence? Looks like 2 things were pulled out of this flower box. What if they were not flowers, but fake flowers, meant to conceal something worse? Something to hide, something evidence related. The name of these flowers, I believe they're called passion flowers. How passionate. Despite being called flowers, they were actually a species of vine. I can see the flowers right there, though. Botany's weird. Most of the Ace Attorney stuff you haven't seen and is a bit weird to watch. Wasn't it like the musicals have like every character played by women so that they sing better? I'd like to see that. Wasn't even like the judge? I don't think the judge was played by a woman, but the judge was played by a young man who could sing. And it's clearly a dude with a fake beard on. It is very weird. But hey, I hear they absolutely kill the musical numbers. Kill it. Just like somebody has killed Manny Kochin. We need Gonta. Somebody who cares about insects as much as Caritas Alba cares about plants. Gonta, love bugs. They appear to be growing well, and they're well supported by these plant supports.
Yeah, but no matter how I look at it, it looks like there are only 2 here to me. You realize, don't you, sis? Your little lie has failed you.
Miles Edgeworth, hurry up and shut this man up for me already.
I suppose I'll need to use some evidence to shut him up, won't I? I'll show something. I believe I have just the piece of evidence you require. Gonta, true gentleman. I'll say that it was either this or Professor Layton that I was gonna play. I'm glad I played this because I love this series so much. But, Professor Layton, he thinks he's a true gentleman. Wait till you see Gonta Gokuhara. He is an absolute Chad of a man. And yet so nice. So nice. He's the epitome of manliness. Gentle manliness. He's the gentle thief from My Hero Academia. Do I have evidence? Maybe.
Oh, you do you? You have such confidence in the face of your current plight. But I highly doubt it'll last until the end.
Humph. You howl like a wolf, Agent Lang, but you whimper like a puppy, like a small little puppy, with a tail between his legs. But we'll see if you have any bite to back up that bark after you see the evidence. The truth the passion flowers reveal can be seen in this piece of evidence. Wait, let's take another, maybe you can see a closer look at what these are. 2 large flowers, there are supports. We just got something that had flowers on it, right? You got a stripe pattern, there's dirt on the tips, right, we had to remember there was dirt on these. These were in the plant pot, but why? Why?
Hey, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. There's dirt on here. It's totally ruining the beauty of the hair stick.
I suppose. Why is that dirt stuck on the end of a hair stick in the first place? Because Callisto U is a dirty, dirty goyle? The truth the passion flowers reveal can be seen in this piece of evidence.
Take that!
Bada boom! Sheena, who was supposedly in Babao the entire time, had these hair sticks on her that look exactly like the plant supports in this flower box. In other words, I believe it can be said that these hair sticks are, in actuality, support sticks for the passion flowers.
Dance party, I reveal the truth to y'all. Whatever it means, I don't know yet. But Edgeworth will find the truth eventually. This will mean something, I just don't know yet. We will bluff our way into victory until we find the truth hidden here.
Yeah? And so what? Is this really all that important to the case?
Of course it is! Because if it's not, I'm screwed. It means that we found yet another item that was smuggled between the countries tonight.
Yup!
Jackie? Think about it logically, Agent Lang. These sticks were originally in Alabast, but somehow they wound up in Sheena's hands, who was in Babao the whole night. So make no mistake, these sticks were smuggled somehow, just like the knife and statue.
Very well then. I want to hear from you exactly how they wound up in Babao.
How did these support sticks find their way to Babao, and why? There must be some reason as to why they ended up here. There. And everywhere. Aha! So that's why, Edgeworth, you can't just do that. You can't just animate protagonists and not tell me. I gotta know. Agent Lang, if you would please take a look at this and tell me its shape.
Just another stick, isn't it?
And so it is. Oh, my health! Wait, there was more to that! But the shape of the support sticks is what's important. For when they are used with something in this room. What?
Whoa!
Oh, oh, oh! Oh, oh, oh! Oh, oh, oh! These will point us towards the truth. For when they are used with something in this room, that's when it all comes into focus. And the object that completes the picture when used with the support sticks is... Link's crossbow training! Link! They're arrows! They point us towards the truth.
Now that's a crossbow! Wait, you're not really suggesting...
What, was Alba shooting out the window?
Oh! Sneaky, sneaky, hiding ammo in plain sight.
One shot, one kill.
Oh, yes. My ex-wife still misses me, but my aim is getting better.
I am these hair sticks, or rather plant support sticks. They make for perfect arrows.
Arrow!
I've done it! I found a common thread that connects the two offices. But this thread is yet to be completely untangled. Even using the arrows, how does this explain how the statues were transported? Okay, I have an idea. I'll hold off my explanation for a second. But just so you know, I do have an idea. Let's just say it's reminiscent of Danganronpa V3, the episode that happened to take place at the pool. Furthermore, who could it have been who fired these sticks as arrows? There must be a common thread that ties all these things together. Ha, ties.
Mr. Prosecutor, hold up a second.
I'm holding. Also, please stop rasping like that. You're way more gruff than you used to be.
I'm sorry, I'm still bleeding out here. I'm trying everything I can to stay awake.
Ooh.
You do realize what happens when you tie a statue to an arrow, right?
Wait! No, we didn't tie it directly. It's too heavy to shoot. Like, maybe you shot it across. They created, like, a little, wire to slide it across.
They don't fly at all!
The musical changes the plot a lot. Phoenix Wright's called Phoenix Wrighto. Wait, so they used his American name? They used the Western name? Why? Phoenix has an ex-girlfriend. Well, Phoenix does have an ex-girlfriend, but I'm sure not as plot important as it is in the musical. Eleanor, who got Edgeworth's half of backstory. You're telling me that Phoenix used to date Edgeworth, but as a girl. She was the kid defending Nick in the class trial. Someone explained why. Wait, but no, that changes how Edgeworth... That changes Edgeworth's connection to Phoenix. How did they do that? I don't like that. Oh, please tell me it redeems itself somehow. Oh. Hold on, let me permit you, Windy. If you got those clips, while we're at the beginning of this argument, if you got the clips from the pachinko machine, I'd love to see them. Permit? Windy. Also, Thank Twig, what's up? Welcome on in. I saw you. You love how ridiculous Ace Attorney is. Mental gymnastics to get to the truth. You gotta play more of the trilogy. You think this is ridiculous? It doesn't even hold a candle to Danganronpa. I like that Ace Attorney is at least a little bit more rooted in logic. It depends on the game you play. The best games are the ones that give the characters legitimate motivations for doing crazy things. And less just like, oh, it turns out that there's this whole Rube Goldberg machine that happened to be constructed by a complete accident behind the stage of a show, and it happened to fire a gun at the end of the machine that was just lying there coincidentally, and it happened to shoot the victim, and it happened to... No. It's better when there's actual motivation, because you get the characters more involved. I love Ace Attorney. I'm just saying there's games that lean more towards that. And you love the one-ups. Autopsy Report, that's Edgeworth's calling, that's for sure. Border Crossing, Part 2. Wait a minute. Dun 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 dun. You got the clips? I got the things. I am in the courtroom. Number 3. Let's see. This is the pachinko machine. I want to see. Put that chrome up there, baby. What? Oh, that does look like the model from the 3DS game. It's probably using his DLC costume, but that is classic Maya. I love it. There she is. Oh, her whip and everything. I've been broken. This is all so amazing. It's Edgy! Why does he have a sword? Okay, I get it. Sword and shield. It took me a second. Oh yeah, that metaphor. They're not supposed to actually run each other through. Look, it's everyone. Old Bag even has a model. Why? There, that moment. Edgeworth defending Phoenix at the class trial. You can't change that. Oh my god. Pachinko. Oh, Pachinko app. I see. So this is from probably an app. It's not like an actual pachinko machine, but look at she. Oh, look at she. I'm not simping, I promise. Like, they passed by so quick. I'm surprised they bothered making so many models. You got Winston. I think that might be a sprite. Look, you got Manfred and Winston Payne. Like, notice how Francisca's hair moves, but no, wait. Winston Payne's also animated. Is that a model or is that a sprite? Let me see. Let me try to see. That's a model. Wait, Winston Payne got a model. Well, I guess that makes sense. He does have a model. He does have a model in the modern games. It's just, different. It's not like his how he appears in the original. But Manfred too? That's probably a sprite. That's probably a sprite.
I am the courtroom.
Mia! Mia, the Fae Clan. Even young Mia, I am wow. I can't believe this is so disappointing. This is so sad that this is just pachinko. Capcom, you better pay the developers handsomely for this. They deserve more. They deserve more than just pachinko. There's more below. Oh, okay, good. There's an investigation scene. What? Man's walking around the room. Man's walking. Oops. I just... Can you imagine if you saw... Well, you don't have to imagine if you saw like an actual little model or sprite of Phoenix walking around and investigating, because that's what this game is. Investigating actual rooms. It is very boring inside the Red & Co offices. Yada yada. Usually I don't scroll down on tweets while I'm showing them off on stream, because someone's gonna respond with something weird that I probably have to censor out of the video. So I'm trying not to scroll too far. You got cell phone evidence, corrupted. You got what? Wait, what? Wait, why? Huh? What? What is this? Special news report, and apparently Cathead Phoenix. Okay, you've got me down a rabbit hole. What is this? What is all of this? What is this anime opening? I like that they have the model of... It's Mia possessing Maya, but you could also justify it as being just Mia in a Spirit Channeler's costume. Judge. Omedetou gozaimasu. Capcom is one of the masters at reusing content, let's not lie. Like, the fact that they have new content for this is just, hi. Cheese to meet you? Angie. Autopsy report? No. I have another one! He has like 5 autopsy reports. Oh, I thank you so much for showing me this, Weedy. This is a treasure. This is a treasure. I need to clip these. I need to have them ready. I need to use them somewhere. I'm not sure where yet, but I'll definitely use them.
I'm at platform 9 3/4. I am under the English Channel. I am still in the Arctic. I'm on top of a hill. I am in Baton Rouge. I am squinting.
There's even more. There's Ema? Blah! I gotta see Ema. Again, I'm just scared. I'm just scared that there might be something weird. I already saw... I hit the comics, so I just wanted to get out of there just in case. Hey, look, Winston Payne. He's eating food. Ema! Don't spray me with luminol, that's an actual chemical. That's gonna get my eyes. Honestly, the fact that luminol reacts with blood, who knows what other bodily fluid it reacts with, and actually maybe like irritates your eyeballs because it, I don't know, congeals your eye liquid. I would not be anywhere near luminol without like proper safety equipment. Don't smack Pearl with the gavel. She's innocent. Is that Damon Gant? I think that is. Yeah, that is. Pearl, what are you doing? Is that baby Pearl? She's so small. She's not a baby. She's just, you know, little Pearly. Edgeworth heckin' dies. This is the best. Alright, I don't regret it. This is the best one yet. I'm downloading this for later, before we finish out the series, just so, if anybody, updates the autopsy report on Edgeworth, he's like... Thank you. If there's more, we're done. We're getting back to the game, because I'm sure people are anxiously awaiting it, but thank you for showing me. Edgeworth, no! Is that how you say no? I see. I see. There's a video that has Damon. Yeah, I saw the one with Damon Gant. It was up here. He was small. I guess there's one that's closer. I'm not gonna show it. We waited long enough. I don't want to delay the game any further. We'll show it next time. Border Crossing Part 2. We'll put it in Discord. Okay, I'll show it next time then. Thank you, Windy.
So, Babal's statue was draped in the Itagarasa's clothes and then shot over here.
That, I guess. Wait. Well, I don't know about Babal's statue, but I do have an explanation for how Alabast's statue got over. The fact that this office, remember, is on the 4th floor or 5th floor? One of those. And the office that ended up having the statue was on the 3rd floor. So there's a decline from this office to that one. So it's easy to explain how it got there. Just I don't have an explanation for how the other one got back. So shot over here.
Even if you fired the arrows from this side, they wouldn't go far with a statue tied to them. I don't think I need to tell you that. The Primiduck statues don't sprout wings. You're a realist after all, aren't you?
The Primiduck statues didn't sprout wings? Darn, I thought I had something there.
Go up!
Of course they didn't. Of course, preposterous. Who would suggest such a thing?
Glad you understand. I feel much better already. I was afraid for a second that you were unaware of that crucial fact.
It's only crucial because you're under the belief that wings are necessary to this equation.
What?
You need to free your mind a bit more and let it fly like a bird on the wind. You can fly with a jetpack, of course. The Primiduck statues flew, but not on a wing. Allow me a bit of your time and I'll explain this mysterious phenomenon to you.
Dum dum dum. Cha 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 cha.
But. Shot over. Look, there are other things you can do with an arrow. But that incredible scene just happened to have been caught on film, resulting in this photo.
Ha! And what an incredible scene it was. This photo was taken by a freelance photojournalist, right?
Yes, so I hear.
And not every photojournalist is known to be honest, right?
Especially not the one that took this one. But I think in this case, she's got a lot of honesty under her belt. I put a lot of trust in her. A lot of my heart and soul.
Especially not the ones that sell photos of spirits and giant creatures to tabloids.
Yes, I know what you mean. I've seen those sorts of photos many a time in court. Don't remind me of that case. I was the defendant. But those have been times when those photos have turned out to be telling the truth. If you had ever stood in a court of law, you would know that's entirely possible.
Ha! You really believe the stuff you're spewing right now? A courtroom certainly is a strange place if that's what you say. But there really is something odd about that photo, no matter how you look at it.
Let's see. Let's go.
Hold it!
So let's turn that thing around. You're the one positing this explanation. I have my own. But we are in agreement that an arrow by itself would reach the other side, correct? We've got evidence on the other side. Whoa.
But just as the arrow by itself is pretty meaningless, don't you think, Mr. Prosecutor? Just the arrow. Because the things they wanted to smuggle were a lot bigger than nothing.
No, that's not necessarily true.
What?
What I need right now is for him to stop yelling. My ears hurt. It's not further discussion on my conclusions, it's the launching of my conclusions. What the shooter wanted to launch with the crossbow was not the statues themselves, but rather something a crossbow can launch that can be used to move the statues. Oh! Hold on, I'll press this first and I know exactly what to present. The thing the crossbow launched. Allow me to show you the answer.
Well, come on then. Show me what you got. But I'll warn you, I'll know it when you're just bluffing.
I can't believe this actually. Oh wait. Okay. So it's a good thing that I pressed it because you can't just present it. You gotta press then present. It's this wire. Oh, naughty. Finally, we have reached this point in our discussion. For I present to you that which was carried by the arrow from the crossbow.
I get it now, Mr. Prosecutor. I can see exactly what you're trying to say.
Woo!
You're saying that the wire was tied to an arrow and then shot into Mr. Cochin's office?
Let my arrow fly through.
All the way from the 5th floor of the Alabashan Embassy down to the 3rd floor of the Babylese Embassy. If what you're claiming is really what happened, I can see how Alabast's Protodesk statue could be moved. Gravity could be used to move the statue down the wire from the 5th to the 3rd floor. But then, what about Babal's Protodesk statue? The Dark Shadow.
Tokoyami, is that you?
In this photo is clearly flying away from Babal. Going in the opposite way of the gravity from the 3rd floor of the Babylese Embassy up to the 5th floor of the Alabashan Embassy. How do you explain that?
Uh-huh. I think I finally see how the gears behind this whole trick works. The gears keep on turning. Agent Lang, the motion used behind this trick. I wonder if perhaps you have yet to envision how it works in your head. There wasn't just one arrow fired. There were two. It's not just a descending motion. It's a pulley! I wonder if you have yet to envision how it works in your head.
Motion? What motion? E-motion? I motion that we drop this line of questioning.
Hold on. This is the motion that was employed to smuggle Babal's Protodesk statue. Bungee action. Boing, boing. Rotary motion. We can't swing it rotary. Pulleys. I believe it was done via rotary motion.
That's not even a word.
Oh, yes it is. If this was Danganronpa, there'd be a minigame right now to spell the word rotary, and I'd have to find each letter, and there wouldn't be the letter R at all. Like what? Seesaw? Seesaw? I had to spell the word seesaw?
If the two statues were transported simultaneously... Simultaneously? Get real. The statues would collide somewhere along the way.
See, this is one thing I really like about Ace Attorney compared to Danganronpa. Don't get me wrong, I like both. I like both, but Ace Attorney is a bit more calm. Did I ever say that there was only one line of wire between the two offices? Ooh! If you shot an arrow with the two ends of a wire tied to it, a circular belt can be formed. Let's go, let's go! Somebody owes in physics.
It's out of control. Langsy says, don't object and call it success. What is beyond reasonability? Taking into account the tension and difference between the two wires, the top one would sag too much to the point where the statues would collide anyway.
Objection! Agent Lang, as you know, the Protodesk statue is one-of-a-kind national treasure. And the fact that Babal's statue was a hollow replica of the real statue, it would naturally be lighter than the real one, meaning that my idea is very possible. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about when, absolutely what Thank Twig was saying. Also, how you doing, Thank Twig, by the way? What Thank Twig was saying. The situation is gonna get a little far-fetched. As long as they, come up with a valid explanation of like, a motivation for doing this, I'm okay with it.
Langsy says,
Does he really say that? I feel like Langji wasn't exactly the sanest pineapple in the bunch. What? Here's what I believe happened. You love it. You love to see it. Not so fast. Objection. Not so fast. Objection. Just making use of all those voice lines. You gotta hear them at least 5 times. Don't forget this one. Miss Yu and her mystery co-conspirator set themselves up into 2 different rooms. The co-conspirator bridged the rooms by shooting the 2 ends of their wire down on one arrow. Then the 2 of them covered the statues and proceeded to transport the statues. So that's why there's a little glimpse of a wire hanging off of this one. After the switch was completed, another arrow was fired, carrying the other end of the wire down to Babal, where it was to be disposed of. And to do that, Miss Yu hid it inside a grandfather clock. Q-E-D. Man, if she had just like held on to it, she might have gotten away with it. If it weren't for us meddling prosecutors. Yeah. He's losing it. Shameless.
Hold it. This proves it, right, Agent Lang? That I'm not the killer?
Not yet, sis. I still haven't had my dessert yet. It's flan. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? I ordered it online.
The proof is in the pudding, as it were.
I said flan, not pudding. Pudding is a nice dessert.
Oh, I kind of want pudding now. I got yogurt. It's close enough, I guess.
So, do you think you can do it? Can you prove that what you said is what happened?
I have evidence. What else can we show? What else can we show that proves it, though? Hold on, let me look at my inventory. You played the Pikmin 3 demo. You wasn't sure you would like it, since you couldn't get into the first, but it was a lot of fun. I will say the thing about the first Pikmin that just... Even though you have ample time, the fact that there is a time limit stresses me out so much. And you would think I'd be okay with that, because I love Majora's Mask so much. But the big difference there is that in Majora's Mask, you can totally just reset the time. That's why it's not stressful. To me, a time limit where it actually runs out, even if I were to use a guide, I just feel so stressed in Pikmin 1. I think in Pikmin 3 there is also a time limit, but it's less that like, oh, you have to do everything in the 40 days. It's more like you have to hit the next deadline by you have to do the next objective by a certain deadline. And that's a bit better for me, because I know I haven't wasted time if I spend too long on any one thing. At least to me. I believe that's how it worked. I have Pikmin 3 for the Wii U, I just never played it that much. I started streaming, that's what had happened. I potentially was going to save it for a stream. I'm glad that Nintendo put out a big old demo for Pikmin 3, though. It's definitely a game that's worth checking out. Pikmin has never been as popular as Nintendo's other franchises, but it deserves it. It deserves it.
Dun, 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 dun. Because remember, if you can't, I'll be taking a certain someone back home with me as a souvenir.
Wait, you can't just... She is not a statue, Francisca. A whipping statue. I agree that as long as there's no proof, my hypothesis remains just that. However, what I have laid out is no mere hypothesis, for there is one more piece of evidence.
One more? This should be interesting. You think you have a piece of evidence that will turn your hypothesis into fact? Well then, let's see it, Mr. Prosecutor.
The thing that made it possible to create a circular belt out of electric wire. I believe it is right here in this very room. Hey? Oh! Oh, it's automated! I like it! And there, you know, it just so happens there's another one in the other room. It's what made it possible. This thing right here.
Ha! Looks like you dropped another bomb on us again.
The last piece to the trick are two pulleys.
Precisely. The ceiling fans double as pulleys in this case. And thanks to the fact that there is one installed in each of the offices, the ceiling fans made for the perfect pulley set for the wire to run on. Now he's Richard Nixon.
I am not a crook.
This must be it. This is how the smugglers bypass the impenetrable security. You feel like the ceiling fan would have fallen out with that much weight. Yeah, here's the thing, Tank Twig. One of them did. One of them did. The one that had to carry most of the weight of the real statue once it got there. The one on the Babbly side, it fell down, and because of the fire, it got destroyed. It got destroyed. You could assume that, oh, maybe it fell down because of the fire, but you know, it's mounted to the ceiling. No, it fell, and then it burned up. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
You really are something else, Mr. Prosecutor. I bet you figured that all out already, haven't you? You know who the big hotshot is that set up this real-life stage show, don't you?
The person who set up this rather large and complex stage show used to be someone who had foreknowledge of the existence of a ceiling fan in both the Alabastion and Babbly's offices, and the Passion Flower support stakes could be used as arrows. The real mastermind behind this case. You don't think?
Well, don't you dare make this wolf wait for his food.
Why are you so hesitant, Miles Edgeworth? If you can't say who it is, why don't you present something like you always do?
A single point of the finger here, and this case will explode into an international incident. You guys getting it? You guys seeing what he's putting down? You guys smelling what he's putting out? Okay. However, it's already too late for me to stop the forward momentum. It appears I have no choice now. But the rushing! Ha ha! I am a genius! Oh no. There's a piece of evidence that would point us to who the mysterious mastermind is. Wait a minute. 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 I think I know. Let me just double check everything. Let me just double check everything here. It's not the video. That's old evidence. It has to be something that we know. Like, hold on. Let me just double check what we know about the statues. Uses a weapon. This one. We know there was a handprint on one of these. Did we ever check the fingerprints? Did we ever check the fingerprints? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm overthinking it. I'm overthinking it. It will point us. It's somebody who knew. It's literally what he just said.
Take that!
Nuiki, what's up? Welcome on in. I'm about to cause an international incident. Don't mind me for a second. You know, just here causing trouble. Honestly, this is probably one of the most the most complex law-wise cases in all of Ace Attorney, because it really does involve the fact that there are two countries here, international incidents, and you'll see how crazy it gets. This smuggling could not have been possible without the use of the crossbow. International upset, you know it. Let's hope Edgeworth doesn't get sent to a foreign country and just, left to rot in jail there. Furthermore, the arrows that were shot with the crossbow were plucked, as it were. Plucked? From the flower box in this very room. They were planted so long ago that the passion flowers had the time to grow so big. It had to have been the person who put them there originally. But Miss Von Comma didn't even notice the arrows when she visited the room today. You're in! Alright, sit back and relax. Oh, Lang knows who I'm about to point the finger at. On top of all of this, the fact that the culprit knew that both of us had ceiling fans tells us that the person has very detailed information on the embassy's layout. So as you may have already guessed, the person I am accused of hatching this egg of a plan is the person who grew the flowers in the flower box with the utmost care. Thus, it can only be you, Kirkus Alba!
Eh? What was that?
Are you out of your mind, Miles Edgeworth?
I'm certain of what I'm saying, and I'm sure that he is the culprit. Yes, I'm not budging. Not on this fact. Nope, you can't make me. He's just got that face on. He's like, yeah, I know what I'm saying. It's too late. It's too late. Doesn't matter how I say it, so might as well just get it out there.
Tell me, Mr. Prosecutor, what was the ambassador trying to accomplish by doing all that stuff you just outlined?
Egg,
Why in the world would he need to use a trick like that?
I understand your need to doubt me. However, there's one thing that stands out to me as very odd.
Just one thing, huh?
I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. But as time moves on, I'll explain in due time. All I know. The single end result Ambassador Alba sought to obtain. If we were to examine the focus of this complex trick, I believe we will finally find the answer to everything. Everything will become clear once we examine this piece of evidence.
Take that!
No, it's not hiding the evidence from 7 years ago.
You want us to examine this?
Yes, for I believe by examining it, we will finally have all of our answers. Wait a minute.
Langzy says, items that have become evidence should never have any part overlooked. All evidence related to this case are fine and don't need to be examined again.
Wait! Ah! It would appear that I was mistaken. Agent Lang is correct. Most of the evidence has already undergone intense scrutiny. However, there's one piece that has only been partially checked. And that piece which lies at the heart of the smuggling is what I should present. Everything will be clear once we present the Primaduck statue that came from here and ended up over there. Alabaster statue.
Take that!
Because the I was mentioning this. Now we present it. The handprint. We never checked the prints. I would fully understand this reasoning had the situation been the reverse. However, to go through the trouble of swapping the real Primaduck statue for the fake, I sense a very shady reason for such a bizarre action. Why would they willingly give it up? And who better to ask for that reason than King Primadux himself? Phoenix has already rubbed off on Edgeworth. No matter how absurd, he's gonna find the truth. I mean, you see it later on in the trilogy, for sure, 100%. Edgeworth's development from a ruthless prosecutor into a truth seeker, just like Phoenix, but having his own flair. Edgeworth's a good boy. A smart boy. An absolute Chad of a lad. Big brain. I see. Ambassador. We'll be examining the statue now. With or without your permission.
Wow, what was that, Sonny? You want to go fishing? Oh, well, let me go find my fishing hook. I seem to have misplaced it.
Okay, alright. Beep beep, dump truck evidence coming through. Beep. These are Mr. Cochin's fingerprints. Oh wait, we found Mr. Cochin. But what about the other statue? The fact that they're on here suggests that this statue once belonged to Bilal. So it was smuggled from Babal to Alabast, huh? Why was there a need for them to smuggle it in? I was just thinking for a little bit. With his sword drawn like that, there's an aura of valor and bravery around King Primadux. He looks so cool standing like that with his... he looks so cool standing like that with the sword stuck on the ground in front of him. Maybe I should try and come up with some cool pose like a shuriken or something. I'm seriously beginning to think that a real golden knife has become a ninja. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, there isn't anything particular odd about this sword, right? No, not really. I suppose we should examine a different area of a statue now. This guy kind of looks like the Steel Samurai, don't you think? Maybe it's because they look alike that was... I've already read that. Take a look at this area around the base of his neck. It looks like a gap. Oh, wait. That's new. Hey, you're right. Maybe it's meant to be some kind of secret? Oh yeah, just click his head in. And he goes like, I Primadux think that it is 12:40 p.m. What? It's the thinker clock again? Wait, that's who made the fake. That's who made the fake. It was Larry Butts. He made the thinker statue clock too. That's why he's involved. It all makes sense now. Perhaps it's possible to open the statue from this gap in its construction. What? Hurry up and open it, Miles. It's hollow. Maybe there's evidence. All right. Here goes. What? Wow, it really did open up. Are those printing plates? Printing plates to print the fig money. Hey, what's this thing that fell out? I believe a more thorough examination of it is required. I'm looking at it. I like how it's just floating out there. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I can't zoom in any more than this. What in the... Is this... Nani? Korewa? Hey, is this what I think it is? It's a plate for making counterfeit bills. Somehow, it appears that we've at long last arrived at the exit to this complex labyrinth. Here, we finally hold within our hands one of the counterfeit money plates. And the reason why the replica was smuggled into Alabast to begin with. Bida-ba-doo. That's why, dude. The only reason that only the ambassadors could touch. It's because the ambassadors, or at least Alba and Manny Cochin, the ambassador's assistant, were in on it. I'm on to you, Mr. Alba. I'm on to you, Mr. Alba Dumbledore. This old man, he's gotta be more than what he seems. The Primadux statue can only be handled by the ambassador or the secretariat, and the replica is nothing more than a hollow shell covered in gold. Seriously, it's so cheap to gold plate something. You ever get like a special edition gold-plated PS4? It probably costs $6 to gold-plate it. PS5, I mean. These two circumstances make the statue the ideal object in which to hide contraband. The plates!
Rush hour. Evidence.
Where's Jackie Chan? Is that role being fulfilled by Shi Long Lang?
Yep.
After receiving the statue containing the counterfeit plate from Shina, the ambassador had the misfortune of accidentally running into Damas II. Okay, nobody told Damas II that there was going to be someone in here. Surprised by the thief, the ambassador raised the replica statue of Damas II and... Man, his only sprite in the entire game. Rip. His only living sprite, rather. Now there's his dead sprite. Then, in order to frame the steel samurai of the murder, he covered the samurai sword in blood. Don't mess with the old man.
He's gonna smack you. He's gonna bop you. One more thing, Edgeworth.
Well, Ambassador Alba,
Huh? You want to sing? I'm sorry, Twitch Sings is going to go away after this year.
You're the leader of the smuggling ring? My country is a mess. And it's all because of you?
You're someone who killed the Master Second?
Answer us!
I never thought that you would figure things out to this level.
eh?
Huh?
However, there is one point that I disagree with you on. The head of the smuggling ring was Mr. Cochin.
But you knew that makes you accomplice? Maybe?
Quit screwing around! I have no sympathy for someone who would try to pass the guilt onto a dead man.
No. Dead man was the victim. He was the victim in that one trial.
If there's one thing I'm sure of, it's that you're the real ringleader. Carcass Alba!
It's not good to speak with such subjectivity, you know, Agent Lang.
Subjectivity. My conclusion is anything but, and is the result of logic and investigation. Not my logic and investigation, Edgeworth's, but still, it is still the result of logic and investigation.
Logic and investigation. Only seconds ago, you were ready to arrest Miss Volkarma. I don't think we can give such flippy-floppy logic any real weight, do you? Huh?
Eh? Never thought you'd figured it out. Is that a confession, Mr. Alba? Is that a confession?
It looks like you still don't get why I came back.
Excuse me?
You see, the reason I came back is so that I could sink my fangs into your wrinkly old neck.
Ew.
Ew! Ew, it's gonna be all chewy, dude.
Like leather. Tanned over decades and decades of being out in the sun.
From the very beginning, my real target has been you.
And I actually believe that. For once, Lang actually a step ahead, working with Edgeworth because he know how he react. Yeah, baby. Ew.
What?
Agent Lang, I demand an explanation.
Sorry, sis. I didn't mean to put you through all that.
Whip him, whip him, whip him, whip him.
I knew you were innocent from the very beginning.
You did?
I knew that this whole incident had been meticulously planned and prepared for. So naturally, the occupant of this room, Ambassador Alba, seemed the most suspicious. He looking kinda sus, though. But without the ambassador's permission, we couldn't get in to take another look around.
You tricked them. You tricked me. You didn't trick me. I believed in your mind, in your heart, in your soul. I saw your true intentions, and they were pure. Pure as Gumshoe's paycheck.
So that's why you had put on this big show to accuse Francisca of the murder.
Foldy, what's up? Welcome on in. We're starting international incidents. We're accusing a dictator. Dictator? Not really. He's just the ambassador. We're accusing an ambassador of murder. We can't really go back from this point. So let's hope it works out. Hope you're well, Folsey.
Using Francisca as the bait, you were able to gain us entry and investigate the rights. Investigative rights. Yeah, if I hadn't done that, I doubt the ambassador would have given the okay to poke around.
Imagine if Among Us worked that way, though. Like, after a murder happens, we can freely walk around and, like, look at the evidence that leads up to the body. Like, oh, I know that I was here, you were here.
That can only mean one thing.
So, that's what all this was about. Very well, I will forgive you. But in exchange for using me as bait, you will take some responsibility and help us find the truth.
What was that? This break wigged out for a second.
Agent Lang, for giving me such a great opening, I thank you.
Oh, such a good opening he gives, huh?
It's the opening of his neck after his teeth sunk into it and bit a hole. Bleeding profuse.
I don't want to go along with this metaphor.
You know, I just knew, Mr. Prosecutor, that somehow if you were able to find some proof by investigating this room, then you would be able to figure out the real culprit with your special brand of logic.
My brand! The evidence detectives collect combined with the logic of a prosecutor. That's just as it should be in a prosecutor-detective team, right? Except Lang is the detective? Sorry, Gumshoe, you just get to watch. You're the peanut gallery.
I don't know about all that. But one thing I do know is that I'm itching to see that old man get what's coming to him.
Oh, you're quite scary when you want to be, aren't you?
Hey, you were the one who was planning to use me to push all the guilt onto the sis. But unfortunately for you, you misjudged me.
Agent Lang, I wish for you to stop trying to intimidate me. What we need right now is evidence and proof. I wonder if you have what it is necessary to prove that I am the head of the smuggling ring?
Objection!
Yo, this sounds like Ace Attorney villain talk right here. It's like, I'm not admitting nothing. Do you have evidence? Can you prove it? Even if you have proof, can you prove that it's relevant? Can you prove that it was there at the time? Can you prove that it wasn't placed there afterwards? Can you prove that it's actually, not made of chocolate? I don't know.
Don't be such a sore loser. If you really are the head of the smuggling ring, then you should acknowledge your crimes with dignity.
Dignity? That is nothing more than a fool's insincere display of strength. If you really wish for me to acknowledge my crimes,
you're admitting it!
then I would like to first see some of this thing you call evidence.
This man's scary. This man's scary. He's hiding a whole bunch behind his beard. Twirling it in lie after lie.
I tell you, I knew nothing. Really. I didn't even know that the counterfeit plate was hidden inside that statue.
You want the real statue that vested in your country the authority to rule for a fake.
It doesn't make any sense that you didn't know anything.
It doesn't make sense. Why doesn't it make sense? Can you prove that it doesn't make sense?
He's just spouting nonsense at this point. Using the old man defense.
He's really got...
What do you mean he's really got us?
He's just... He's really just going like, is it really though? Is really just going, is it though?
He's turned the entire situation around against us.
No, you. He's a master of Uno, this man. If you really want me to acknowledge my crimes,
So there you have it.
is it really though?
The proof that Interpol has been after, which points to this man as the ringleader. If we can somehow find that proof now, then we can see that justice is finally served.
Look, man. This is why this is like the most intense case in all of Ace Attorney. The most cunning, the most complex. We're dealing with someone who knows how to lie. A politician.
Is there nothing I can use to break this case wide open?
I am the law, boy.
Hey! The trump card and the videotape. With those two items, we might be able to finally bring this man down. But the card is evidence for a case that Mr. Faraday hid away in secret. And the tape was stolen by Detective Bad from the police. They're both illegal evidence. No matter what, a protector of the law can't be allowed to use such pieces of evidence.
When does that ever stop Phoenix Wright? You know, It stopped him when he presented forged evidence by mistake, but you know, that's another story. Oh no, where's the filter? I wasn't ready for this.
Needless to say, the Volcanos are commanded to achieve nothing but victory, and by any means necessary. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts.
We're not in the court of law, are we?
That's what we thought at the time.
Uh-oh. I no longer follow the path of Manfred von Karma. And I won't follow the path of the Atagarasu. This leaves me with what? What creed will I believe in? The Assassin's Creed? The Green Lantern's light? What is it? If I want to pursue the truth, then I will sully my hands in illegality. Ooh, naughty, Edgeworth. And if I want to pursue justice, then I will lose the truth. What is the law? And what is justice? And what path is a prosecutor supposed to follow? Is this why they call the second game Prosecutor's Path? Because that's not what it's called in Japan, but that's what they named it for the fan translation. That choice is one I must make by my own hand, here and now. But first I'll save, just in case. Hold on, this sounds important. Hold on, wait a minute. I don't want to mess up. This might be one of those moments. I'm sure it's fine. If I pick the wrong thing, Edgeworth will just say, wait, no, hold on. Let's hold on for just a second. I'ma use it. Because it doesn't matter if it's illegal or not. It's the only thing we have to point out the truth. Guys, do you agree with me? Yes or no? Just say yes or no. Whatever is the result of this chat poll, I will absolutely ignore it. Because I'm gonna do it! There's no limit to the law. Any limit that exists was set there by man. When a person goes beyond that limit, the law too crosses into new territory. It's up to me to go even further beyond. Plus Ultra! For what reason were laws invented? The answer to that is what I must now show. Ambassador Alba, I wonder if you might recognize this.
Oh, I wonder what that card is. I've never seen that before in my life.
It's a directives card used by the leader of the ring to relay instructions to his subordinates.
Oh, is that what that is?
This card was sent to the real culprit behind the KG8 incident 10 years ago. A man by the name of Mr. ManokAdobo.
Oh, so why do you have such a card in your possession?
Because it was hand-delivered to me by a certain great thief, the Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu gave that to you? Don't talk nonsense, and let's be serious, Mr. Edgeworth. Do you have any proof that the card contains directions for the ringleader?
I'll have you know that the card is not the only thing I was given.
What?
This contains security footage that was shot just before the start of the KG8 incident, just like Agent Lang was shot in the leg.
The KG8 incident?
The card and the video. These two pieces of evidence are what will seal your fate. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, very interesting. I must admit I am very curious now. Very curious indeed in these case-deciding pieces of evidence that you've presented. Yes.
Chuck it up. Chuckle it up, Mr. Alba. We got you. However you act, the evidence will speak for itself. Use legal evidence all the time in Ace Attorney. There's the fact, especially the fact, think about how Phoenix gets his evidence. He just investigates it on his own. It's not vetted by the police force. The fact that there's a part in Game 1 where there's this whole thing about, oh, evidence is illegal unless the police, takes a look at it. But yet, Phoenix just takes in random evidence to court all the time. I guess we have to assume that he just shows it to Gumshoe on the way in, like, hey, take a look at this, Gumshoe, does it look cool? He's like, yeah, pal. All right. Vetted by a member of the police force, let's go. Like, the Ace Attorney logic keeps going back and forth, but, like, and at the very least is consistent within the game that it's in.
The prey that Yatagarasu has been chasing all this time now stands before me. I can't allow this man who has had free reign for 10 long years to simply walk away.
Walk away!
Now is the time for me to bring to fruition the valiant spirit that was given to me.
Wait, what? Wait, what? I thought... Wait, no! Wait! We can't stop now!
I am in the Theatrum Neutralis lobby, March 15th, 1:34 a.m.
So what is this interesting thing that you wanted to show me?
We had to go all the way here. We couldn't bring the VCR over to his place.
The trump card and the videotape. These two pieces of evidence together make for the ultimate hand. Now time to go all in. And this is where the real meaning behind Detective Bad's words will be realized.
Law's always changing in Japanica. Japaniformia.
Detective Gumshoe! Yes, sir!
Beep, beep.
What you see here is security footage shot just before the KG-8 murder occurred. And I'm about to show you something completely mind-blowing. From this footage, we know that the card is a directives card from the smuggling ring.
Edgeworth doing his best Tom Scott impression right now.
This is the section that proves that the card was used to relay an order.
The fact that he has a card in his hand. Like, what else? What else could it be?
Take that!
As you can see, Mr. Cochin is holding the card in his right hand.
You're supposed to burn them after you get them. He's not following orders.
I see. The killer is indeed holding a card with the exact same design on it. But that card and the one you have, just because they look the same doesn't mean that they are, does it now?
But there's a very easy way for me to prove that they are in fact one and the same. All we have to do is simply take a look at this.
What? Oh.
What's that smell? It's blood! This dark red blood, yes! This is your proof. Proof that the orders on the card were played out in that terrible tragedy. The blood belonged to the blood belonged to the victim of the KG-8 incident. With a bit of DNA testing,
DNA evidence!
we can very easily verify that as fact.
Who? Okay, not got to say about that, Mr. Alba, do you? Do you? Oh. Alba, you're pathetic. And you're old.
If you have no objections, then I'd like for you to take a look at this next piece of footage. This car that passed right in front of the victim's apartment building. It's an official Kadopian government car.
Technical claim, thanks for the hydrate. I actually do need it. Yeah, it'll give me a good break. Hold on.
Yes, what about the car?
Isn't it nice? Isn't it good?
Look, I bet you could drift for miles in this baby. Yeah. In real court law, evidence has to be submitted before the trial. If you want to use new evidence, you have to submit a request to the judge. You can't just whip out the new evidence. It's like, if that wasn't required, there'd be a whole bunch of like, oh, wait, this pen! Yes, this pen is evidence in the case! How though? I'm submitting it right now! Phoenix, you just
pulled that out of your pocket. You had that pen already.
Yeah, but it's evidence. Let me explain it. Hold on. Just basically like keep the entire court occupied forever with whatever you happen to have on hand. The shirt on my back, this is evidence. Even then, like, that's something that doesn't often make sense in Ace Attorney with Phoenix Wright. Here, we're not actually in court.
It's an official Kadopian government car.
Mr. Albus, are you okay? Albus Dumbledore. Alba. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please magnify the footage. Zoom, enhance. Why did he add... It actually zoom enhanced? This ain't HD, you can't just do that. This area of the footage directly links the smuggling ring with Cadopia. Boop, boop, this thing right here?
Take that!
It's the reflection of the dude's jacket lapel pin. This section will make it all clear to us.
You must be very tired, Mr. Edgeworth. If you continue presenting completely irrelevant evidence like this, I'm afraid your investigation may fall apart. Perhaps it is my time for you to retire.
Wait. Maybe it's not time for that. But I was so sure it was this area. Alright, focus, Miles. Area I should be pointing at is definitely here. This area of the footage directly links the smuggling ring with Cadopia. The dude has a thing in his. Is that a card in his pocket? It's either a card or a handkerchief. But it's the only other thing that stands out to me. The shape of his pocket and the directives card in it. It tells us that without a doubt, this person in this car is Mr. Koshin. It doesn't really, but okay. It can be assumed that he walked out of the car. Can we just play the 10 seconds of footage between the car parking and then Kochin actually getting out and walking in? We know that had to happen. Come on, dude. The license plate on the car was also captured by the security camera. And with it, we could easily find out who was sitting in this car on that day 10 years ago. Gumshoe has future technology. He can enhance SD video. It's just AI generated. Which is why I can say with confidence that you were riding in this car on that day. Eh? Whoa, Super Saiyan.
You've done well, boy, to make it this far.
It's a miracle. Grandpa can walk again. This man just completely transformed. He ain't old and frail at all. He's just old. And strong. He fixed his back. Just posture checked it into form. Just like... Wow. Wow, what a recovery.
However, about your claim that I was riding in the car at the time, that's going to be mighty difficult to prove.
How so? Nobody's gonna mention how he's actually taller than everybody in the room. I think he's taller than Goku. Big lad, big tree, wise tree. He stopped using his cane. He snapped his cane in twain. Twain cane. It's gone. That twig is no more. Ooh.
The Principality of Cadopia no longer exists. So naturally, our records from that time period also no longer exist.
That arrogance. What he really means is he's already erased all traces of them. Oh. Spring right back. This is low-key cursed. Who is this? Look at the decorated military veteran. Oh, no. We're dealing with powers far grander, far stronger, far, immune to the law than we've ever seen in Ace Attorney, and that's what makes this interesting.
Are we finished here, boy?
The only weapon I have left to me now is this piece of footage. There must be something here that I can use against him. Hey, look, that medal you just revealed on your chest? That looks like it, doesn't it? What the? Look at him, just pointing at it. So cocky, so smug, doesn't even realize he's showing us what the evidence is. Ambassador Alba!
Yes, what is it?
You were once an army man in the service of Cadopia, and it was you who made the many missions you participated in successes, correct? Listen to his theme, though. Well, not right now.
Why, the sudden backhanded praises, boy. Although, to be sure, the brilliant medals on my breast were awarded to me during the era of Cadopia. But now I'm the only one who owns this particular medal.
Ooh, you might not want to admit that out loud. In that case, the only person it could have been who is sitting in that car is you.
How do you figure that?
by the medal captured here in this footage. It is clearly the same exact medal as the one on your chest.
Look at him, he's cracking away like bark.
This is how it will be, but I won't look back, for this is the path that I have chosen. The Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path.
You've moved me with your devotion to this case, Mr. Edgeworth.
Why is he taking such an arrogant stance with me? Why is he so smug? I don't like it when I'm out-smugged. I'm supposed to be the smartest person in the room, and I'm supposed to be the smuggest person in the room. I don't like it. I don't.
The Roman Emperor no longer exists, and there's still records from that time. There's still records. No, that's the thing. Thank Twig. What Quercus means is not that the records were lost just because the country's no more. It's that he specifically, as ambassador of Alabast, the Alabast ambassador, literally destroyed all records of Cadopia in order to hide the evidence. This dude, he's been thinking 5 million steps ahead ever since he was born, and that was a long time ago.
It's almost looking possible, isn't it? For the lot of you to have come this far. It looks like I just might lose our little game this time.
You might lose the game this time. You don't get another round, Mr. Ambassador.
Is that a fact?
He's too powerful. He's like Gaara from Naruto. Wait a minute, he's cracking apart. He needs some moisturizer, dude. Be looking kind of dry though. He needs to hydrate.
Very well. I've decided to confess and admit my guilt.
Eh? Wow, that was easy.
You're going to confess?
And I will accept whatever punishment that may come as a result.
What the?
This is too easy. This is too easy. What's the catch?
Regarding the Mass the second murder, I admit it. I did it out of self-defense.
You're claiming it was justified self-defense?
The Master Second attacked me, and I felt that my life was in danger. If I hadn't done what I did, I might be the one you found dead instead of him.
Yeah, no, I don't think anything the Master Second could have done would have put a dent in this guy. He's a long-standing tree. The bark hardened, solidified by years of wisdom and experience. You try to carve something into it, the tree will just whomp and willy on the head.
What a pathetic performance!
I'm not giving you one.
Wow, you two really know how to laugh at inappropriate times. It's called trying to be more haughty.
If you wish to claim it was justified self-defense, then we will need some evidence.
What is your evidence? I'll put the shoe on your foot. You found the pachinko machine anime scenes. Ooh. Yeah, for sure. We'll check them out. We'll probably check them out after this case, because it's about to end really soon, I think. Yeah, for sure. Not the case, but the chapter. Thank you, Indy.
If you wish to claim it was justified self-defense, we will need some evidence.
It's always the evidence with you, isn't it? But if that's what you require, I'll prove it. That man left a mark on me when he attacked.
What?
I don't particularly want to show it off, but this is proof that it was in self-defense.
Oh! Look at him. He doesn't. It's like he has no neck. Like, I can see his beard is coming off of his chin, but in a way, it kind of looks like his neck and his chin fuse into one trunk coming out of. This man is stout.
I'm an old man, and sometimes I don't pay enough attention when I should. But the Master Second.
But the Master Second didn't have a single weapon on his body.
But looks like you're about to pat Francisco on the head.
There, now. Hold on. It's nothing to get worked up over, because I hid the weapon.
You hid it?
I'm sorry, but as you know, a murder is a murder, even if it's in self-defense. And I couldn't let it become public, seeing as how I am an ambassador. This is the weapon you seek, my special bonsai trimming shears.
Okay.
Oh, it's covered in blood.
Ew. Yo, Grandpa, close your shirt. You're gonna get cold. Ain't nobody want to see your saggy grandpa teats. Ugh. I can't believe that's something I said on stream. Saggy grandpa teats, okay.
He was trembling quite badly during our struggle. But that's when he grabbed the shears that was sitting in my office and attacked. So you see, it was an act of self-defense.
Is he right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Ew.
All right, I regret everything now. Look, can we strike that from the record? I wonder who in the Ace Attorney world is keeping the minutes. He was keeping the court records, actually writing down everything that gets said. I'd love to have that job. It's like you're writing a novel with all the crazy stuff that goes on. And then Phoenix Wright starts to sweat, puts his finger to his chin, points loudly, and yells, "Objection."
Since he has both a wound and the weapon that caused it.
It's enough to declare it so. Or, he just pricked himself in the neck to create more fake evidence. Elbow wound. Jotted down in my organized, yeah. No, we won't strike it from the record. Man!
No way!
Hey, that reminds me. Why is it even possible to strike things from the record in a court case? Like, shouldn't everything that gets said be important? Like, oh, wait, my defendant actually accidentally admitted they're guilty. Strike that. Sorry, that didn't happen.
Oh, which reminds me, I guess there is one more accusation I need to resolve. Smuggling and counterfeiting. Unfortunately, all of that is my secretary's doing. I had no knowledge it was going on.
Stop spewing nonsense! You're trying to throw my investigation under the bus in your desperation. If you want to get real honest, everything in this case can be connected to you.
The murder of the master second was done in self-defense?
Ooh! Oh, you would be an ambassador. He doesn't even care.
In my trials, oh lord,
What is this accent?
in my trials, no man escapes his crime alive. Or at least unvaped.
Perhaps so, if you are my opponent in court. However, there is one very important fact that I think you may have forgotten.
And what is that? Oh wait, we're not in a courtroom? Oh no!
That's what you mean! Extraterritoriality!
Aliens?
That's right. This embassy sits on what is effectively Alabastan soil, so any trial that is to be held will be held in Alabast. Therefore, the crime I just admitted to will never be tried in your courts.
Agent Lang, what is Interpol's stance on this?
Agents investigate. That's our job. The judgment of people who have confessed to their crime. That's the court's job.
He got us, dude. He got us. He got us just like the dude from Lethal Weapon 2. He got us like...
Diplomatic community.
And I've already confessed to all of my crimes, Agent Lang. Furthermore, by the very nature of my position, I have full
Diplomatic community.
extraterritorial rights. These rights are effective even on your country's soil. Therefore, no matter where a crime may take place, I will never stand trial in one of your courts.
That arrogant son of a... Ooh, I don't like it. You got clips? What channel should you put them in? Since we talked about it on stream, put it in the ManokAdobo stream channel. Yeah.
That arrogance and your expression.
Just kill him. I feel like that would open up another can of worms. International incident this already is, but let's not blow it up any more than we have to.
That's nothing like the face of someone who is ready to accept the consequences. You can't be caught. Don't tell me you have your own country's judicial system eating right out of your hands.
Oh, but he does.
These crimes you all speak of so seriously. To me, this has all been nothing more than a game. You may chase me out of this embassy with your accusations, but it is no big deal. Alabast has numerous other embassies in other countries around the world. All you would accomplish is you would change the backdrop of our little game.
These 2 layers of protection that extraterritoriality provides. This is why he is one of those who cannot be brought to court. Oh no!
You see now, don't you? I live in a whole different world than you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll need to go and fetch your eviction papers. We're deporting you out of here.
Is there nothing we can do? Is there nothing we can do? Indeed. He can be caught. He can be caught if things may not be exactly what he's claiming them to be. And no matter what, the truth will set us free. For now, we save. You can't deport us. We're currently in between the countries. I'm on U.S. soil, baby. Japanifornia soil. I'm on Japanese U.S. United Statesian soil. Hold up. Oh, we can't see that yet. Hold up, we can't see that yet. Hold up, that's a secret. Hold up, that's a secret. I saved, right? I closed the emulator already.
Ooh, the samurai.
Let's do the art. We've got art today. We've actually got art today, heck, yes. From Windy. Ba-da-da-da-do-do-do-do-do. I know you've been working on this for a while, but I'd like to see it's finally done. Let me make sure I can download these all. They looking beautiful. If you remember the case from before, that second case of this game, the flight attendants, Little Miss Eyeflies, I-Fi? Might be what it's called in other countries, maybe. Look at that. We got Rhoda Tenero and Cammy Meal. I remember their names. What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? What is that right there? Is that a cup based on the iFly mascot? Is it like a Doge? I love it. It's so cute. Plane in the sky. She's got a little face on it. I love it. She's drinking her chamomile tea. But, who's the real star of the show right here? Miss Rhoda with her gaudy little scarf. It so fits her. No wonder the design is so her. Wendy, I love it. These are a great job that you've done with the two attendants. As always, I appreciate your art, and it is dang fantastic. I always love to see it. And low-key, one of the reasons I play these Ace Attorney games is because I know it inspires people to this extent. Like your favorite characters that just appear for like one or two cases. You wish they were around more, right? You wish you see more of them, so you take it upon yourself to make the art. You take it upon yourself. She's got the chamomile tea. I like it. Well, I know what it's in the teacup. I'm not sure why the cup has a face on it, but I'll take it. Very pretty, very pretty. Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. Excellent work. Excellent work. I especially like how shapely Rhoda's hair looks. Yeah. You like that I had to zoom in on the what? On the tea bubbles. The bubble tea. But yeah, that's the art. I really need a haircut. More haircut in my mouth. That's the art for tonight. Once again, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for coming to the stream. You know what? This is going in my folder of art that I will remember forever, as would not be possible without the stream, the games I play, the lovely people in the chat. It just reminds me of the joy that I bring to you guys. And I'm so glad that I can. So glad. Yeah. She's based on 60s fashion, hence the hair. 60s fashion is weird. Like, I understand beehive hair, but what is that? What is that? Mayan pyramid hair? Let's go. I call this hairstyle the yeah, just go to the barbershop. Yeah, just give me the Machu Picchu. Right there. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. But, yeah, we're ending the stream. Let's go. Thank you, everybody, for being here. As always, if you haven't already, give me a follow on Twitch to catch me live next time I play this or any other game. Look at that. Crow sleeping, chicken sleeping. And, subscribe to the YouTube channel to catch past VODs, games I've played before. Follow the Twitter for updates, follow the Discord for updates, all that stuff. And above all else, if you're going to sleep, have a good night and stay clucky. Bach, baby. Yeah! Oh, good day, good day. We'll finish this game this week. This week, if not on Thursday, probably not on Thursday, but on Saturday, I promise. Promise. I swear, as a lawyer. As a lawyer. All right, bye.